it ended up that she found the Bovril, and nobody knows where the spoon actually went. So it was a bit of a sticky mess.
Bovril.
So anyway, we're back, and anyway, I hope, to be honest, I hope you and Wayne, you and Ellen get over the Bovril incident, and that's all I say about it. So, how have you been doing? How is everybody?
Not too bad.
Yeah,
we're all a bit more relaxed now after Tamsin and Freddie's little incident yesterday. Chasing each other about the house, and then Freddie decided to push Tamsin down the stairs. Sprained her wrist, so yeah. But everything seems to be sort of quite calm and mellow today.
Well, let's hope it stays that way. I've been off. I've not been particularly well whatsoever since Friday morning, I think it was. Well, all week. I've had like a sore throat, come and go. And then Friday morning, I just felt like utter shit. And I was in bed for 2 days, 2.5 days. And it was like COVID without the COVID. You know, the aches and everything, and the headache, and the general feeling like shit, and the and everything you can get with it.
I think
it was that.
I think in general there has been a bug going around for the last couple of weeks.
I don't know. I couldn't go into work. I just couldn't. I felt like utter shit. And if I'd given it to anybody else, that would have done the rounds with everybody. So
I'd have gone through the whole site.
I'm actually a lot better today. I've actually got up and gone about and done stuff today, so it's all good. So, in the world of I was talking to a young Mr. Josh last night. We were talking about a couple of things that I'll touch on very, very quickly because it's not something I want us to deal with on this show, but the Charlie Kirk incident, which was fucking bang out of order. Doesn't matter what anybody's ideals are, you don't have to go and shoot him in front of his fucking kids.
No.
And these bellends who are on there going, "Oh, I'm glad he's dead, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. What if that was somebody close to you? You know, I'm not saying any of us here believe in what he was saying or stick up to what he was saying. What I am saying is that was a person that was killed in front of his missus and his kids, and fucking shaming you for turning around saying good.
And that's the be all and end all of everything, regardless of his opinions and what he did. At the end of the day, he was the father of children. He was a husband to a wife and a son to a mother and father.
Yeah, exactly.
So regardless of his opinions and his beliefs, that needn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was extremely outspoken, but we've got people like that over here. But you don't see us going around fucking taking them out. Oh, and by the way, trying to say it was a 36 that took him out. I've shot a lot of guns in my life, especially in the army. I'm telling you now, I saw the video. That was a 2.2. It wasn't anything else. That was a 2.2. And his bodyguards, I was watching their movements, and they were using American Special Forces hand signals. They knew there was a shooter there. They knew there was an incident coming, and they let it happen. Sorry?
Yeah.
They did. You could see it. Anybody who knows force language or special forces language, you'll see exactly what they were saying. So, and they knew there was a shooter. They knew there was a perp there, and they just went, And as I say, that was a 2.2 that went in there. That wasn't a 36. If that was a 36, it would have gone. There would have been a lot more mess. And it wasn't. That was a 2.2. It was designed to stay in there and rattle around and cause more damage.
Yeah.
And that's just coming from somebody who's done shooting like Wayne, and we know what the different rounds are and how they react. So yeah, that was a 2.2. So let's go on, change the subject now, because I don't agree with it, with what's happened to him, and I don't agree with those wankers celebrating it and putting videos up. And it's always the I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm a toaster brigade. And no, that's not directed at gays or bis or anything like that. I'm on about the fucking weird LGBT fucking grapefruit peanut butter bloody ones. I'm not this, I'm not that. Fuck off. It's always them. I've seen loads of their videos put out there. And as I'll say to you guys who've put those videos out there, what would you do if that was one of your family members? Fucking shame on you. Anyway, let's change the subject. Now, what should we talk about first? Wayani? You choose.
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of things happening over the last week or so, regards to a number of things. And first, I think what we'll do, we'll touch in order. We'll go in alphabetical order.
Okay.
And we'll start with the Boogosphere. A short while back, the Boogosphere, which landed in South America, which caused quite a bit of controversy to start off with. And then you had all the people saying, no, it's fake, it's this, it's that. And then you had the other side of it where people saying, oh, no, it's real, and so on and so forth. At the moment, the powers that be are still undecided on whether it is an alien artifact or whether it's a man-made object. There are two different lines of thought. One is it's a man-made art installation, the same as the chrome monoliths that were found all over the world.
Wasn't there supposed to be one on the moon? If I remember rightly, there was supposed to be a monolith seen just on the edge of the dark side of the moon. But this one was like about 3 miles high. I think they worked it out at. Right.
That weren't just a dinky little monolith like the ones over here. This one was 3 miles high.
Maybe they were cold. That's what it was.
Yeah. So the thought with the naysayers are it was an art installation because of these weird symbols and everything else. Some of them were very similar to the ones found on the monoliths.
That's right.
However, the latest news is that they've managed to do some carbon dating, and they're claiming now that it's dating back 12,500 years.
So, and I'm just going to put this out here. 12,500 years. So we're talking around Mesopotamia, Babylonia, ancient scrolls, emerald scrolls of Thoth.
You're talking about 7,500.
So Anunnaki, the first dynasties of Egypt. Aliens. Yeah. So it's they reckon it's something to do with the Anunnaki or precursors.
Yeah, because it's 1,000 years BC.
Yeah.
Around that area. So you're looking at a big difference in time there.
About the same first pyramid was made, the first Egyptian pyramid, the big one.
Yeah.
And also, if I'm right in thinking, the Boogosphere, I love that name, Boogosphere, it's got concentric circles inside. Some reports say 3, some reports say 8. So make of it what you will. But there's supposed to be something akin to fiber optics in between each layer, but it's not fiber optics. It's much, much, much finer than that. And it creates like an air pocket between each layer, and it's all frictionless. And the inner core is supposed to work like an AI. And for some reason, it just went pop and allowed it to go.
They reckon that these advanced fiber optics were actually used or capable of sending and receiving transmissions.
And wasn't there a star, if I remember rightly? There was an energy burst from the booger sphere before it opened, and it was measured, and at exactly the same time as that energy burst left the booger sphere, there was a flare from a star system planet right beside a star. At some point, I will have to find out which one it was, but there was a flare at exactly the same time, as if they both just gone and pass messages.
Yeah.
Off, so.
I mean, there has been radio signals. I can't remember exactly what constellation it was. I think it was somewhere near Sagittarius. There's been some strange radio signals, and have been emitted from that area. And this is where they're claiming that the booger sphere has most likely come from.
Yeah.
So, you make of it what you will. I mean, there's always going to be the people that say no because they're maybe in denial.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't want to believe that something like that could exist outside this earth. And then there will always be the people that will believe, whether whichever side you're on. It's quite weird and quite strange. These unknown symbols, no one's been able to translate them. No one's come forward and said, yeah, it was me, I did it as a joke. But when you look at what's going on, there's things that in the area that the booger sphere was found, all the plant life and the soil has lost all its nutrients and has died off.
Yeah. But
and that was in the immediate area where it was found.
There's a lot of UFO landing sites where that's happened. When it's landed, there's been like little ionic balls found everywhere, and all the plant life's been completely devoid of any moisture, and they've died out.
Yeah, they have said that in that area there is no radiation. They're claiming that the grass has died due to dehydration, but it's a naturally green area. So there's no reason as to why that specific area should have dehydrated and died out like that. So
I just found the thing I was looking for, and it was from a Chinese website. And you know what the Chinese are like for saying, yeah, this is what's going on. So it's not something I would instantly poo-poo. Right. Nanoscale fiber optic networks. Microscopic scanning 2000 times magnification shows the presence of a sophisticated fiber-like structure inside the sphere, connecting the copper needle contacts on the surface with the internal core, which is suspected to be a signal transmission system. The network is made of unknown transparent materials and has ultra-low optical loss characteristics, far exceeding the limits of current optical fiber technology.
Which means advanced technology.
The outer layer of the whole thing is a density it's close to human bones. Composition is similar to titanium alloy but contains unknown ultralight elements. Surface temperature does not change after 400 degrees Celsius flame spraying. So 400 degrees, what's that? That's double it, 800. That's about 860 degrees, isn't it? Middle layer self-healing properties were detected in a microporous structure, and the damaged area was able to restore integrity within 48 hours after being downed. And the core, this is what I was on about, couldn't figure out the layers. 18 microspheres are aligned in whatever the hell word this is, icosahedral symmetry, containing trace amounts of unknown radioactive isotopes with a half-life estimated to be 12,000 years. You were saying about 12,000 years, weren't you?
Yep.
A team from the National Autonomous University of Mexico confirmed that the sphere can offset gravity through the circular electromagnetic field it generates. Theoretically, its magnetic field strength must reach 12 Tesla, equivalent to 20 times that of an MRI scanner. But in reality, no strong magnetic field leakage was detected. The grass within a 3-meter radius of the crash site continued to die for more than 3 months, and the activity of soil and microorganisms dropped to almost zero, which did not match the nuclear radiation or chemical pollution pattern. Contacts reported symptoms such as dizziness and vomiting, and biological sample testing found non-ionizing damage to lymphocyte DNA. So that's kind of a bit like energy radiation sickness, isn't it? Seamless technology in dynamic mass, thermodynamic isolation, and other features cannot be reproduced by any other existing technology. What else does it say about it? Where's the thing it said about the star? There was something on here about a bloody star. Now, where the fickety-fick is it? And of course, it's not going to be on here, is it? But anyway, this is from a Chinese website, and I've had it translated into English. But yeah, that's from a Chinese website, and generally, as a rule, as we've experienced in the past, normally the Chinese just declare stuff as is and go, yeah, it's this, yeah, it's that. They don't really hide anything unless it's something they want for themselves. Even when they were talking about the dark side of the moon, remember? And then that website completely disappeared, and all traces of it the next day. That was bizarre. But yeah, according to that Chinese website, it's real, it's old, it has a half-life of at least 12,000 years. So make of that what you will.
Well, I've just seen something here in the Times of India. So it's unusual for India to get involved with something like this.
India, yes.
But they are claiming
Made in London.
Not only is it of alien... Oh, excuse me, I've just got cramp in my leg.
I thought you let rip then. I genuinely thought you were... excuse me.
There is a claim now that it's to be of alien origin, is actually responding to Sanskrit chants.
That'd be like Vedic text, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because isn't that the same, if my memory serves me right, the Mahabharata, when it talks about Vimanas and how you make a Vimana and how you get a Vimana to work, you do Sanskrit chants to it and Vedic chants. I'm sure you do. Yes, that's got to be Anunnaki.
I've also found Mexican engineers analysing the metallic sphere have found it emits a low-frequency signal at 2.3 hertz, a range used to send messages beyond Earth.
See if you can... well, I'll see if I can find the thing where it said about another star flashing up when that signal was sent. Just trying to find it now. Mexican engineers, Juan Spanner. Juan Sheet does plenty. Confirm the sphere. No.
Apparently, a second one was seen above Columbia as well. 2 months after the Booger sphere.
Yeah, that's right. And it was fit. That one was filmed as well. There was two of them. The other one, the second one, wasn't downed. My thing is, if this is 12,000 years old and it's come from inside the Earth and not from outside the Earth, and there's also a little story I want to tell you myself in a minute, which may coincide, I don't know. But all the reports of the Anunnaki coming back, and something's supposed to be happening in November this year as well, which I've seen on the deep web. Is it a little bit like the origins of War of the Worlds? Please don't think we're trying to say it's going to be a war, but that, like, there's technology here on Earth, and as they get closer, they can activate it. Could it be like that?
To be honest, it's a theory I wouldn't be surprised at. Simply because
you see what I'm guessing at.
Yeah. I mean, in the film War of the Worlds, the tripods were already here. It was the pilots that were put into the tripods. So, but if you go to H.G. Wells's version, the original version of War of the Worlds, which I had here at some point. Oh, yeah, look, there we go. Look. H.G. Wells's version, it actually states that they built the tripods once they landed. However, when you look at mass extinction event and the DNA stuff put in to create humankind through evolution, there's no reason as to why they can't be in relation to that mass extinction event. They could be the reason behind the mass extinction event, and they could still could have been orbiting the Earth as I don't know, as spies as such, keeping an eye on things.
Well, they reckon the Black Knight has been sending messages off out into space, but they don't know where. They measured it, emitting signals, but they don't know where it's been going to.
So could these boogospheres actually be satellites? We you know, they've analysed it and they know it can send and receive transmissions. So is it another satellite like the Dark Knight?
I think maybe probes. But what I'm thinking is, all of it seems to be gelling and coming together and making a lot of fucking sense. What you were talking about, the DNA. When you look into the Babylonian texts and beyond, and the origins of mankind, when they talk about the Anunnaki tweaking the DNA of the native hominids that were on this planet, and it's been proved that humankind DNA was altered over a course of 20,000 years, quite a few thousand years ago. In 20,000 years in evolutionary terms is that. Yeah. But it says in their text that, I can't remember the name of their goddess, who was an Anunnaki. She took the DNA, put it in there, and put the embryo inside her, and she carried it full term. And the first Adamu, which is their word for man, was born. And the first Adamu was born in Eden, and Eden was a science lab. It was a place on Earth, but it was a big science lab. According to these texts, it's not our own stuff, but it's what these texts have translated into. So if that's right, and the dating's right, and these things are dating from the same bloody time, and the same as the Black Knight, you got to remember it's just said a half-life for 12,000 years. It's not saying it's full life; it's saying a half-life. So it's a minimum of 12,000 years old. It could be older, could be a lot older. We don't know. But it does make a lot of sense that all these things are supposed to be happening. All these things are supposed to be coming. Where there was a Muamua, now there's Atlas 3i, now there's another fucking one as well. That's 100 times bigger than Atlas 3i, who we will talk about in a minute. All this stuff is coming together, and now all these things are suddenly coming out of the ground and floating about, only in South America. Don't know why just South America. But these things are coming out of the ground in various different countries. They must have been put there after Pangaea broke up. So that gives you a bit of a time frame. They weren't there when Pangaea was created. So obviously all the land masses have broken up, and that's when whoever, the Anunnaki or precursors or whatever the hell they were before us, humans 0.1, were here and did whatever the hell they did, buggered off out there, and then they put things in the Earth.
Well, I don't know. I mean, could they have been put there before Pangaea broke up? Because when you look at it with the likes of the pyramids, the pyramid design is the same no matter which continent the pyramid is being found on.
My only issue with that being put there when Pangaea was a thing is because of the way the tectonic plates moved, it would have destroyed a hell of a lot of it. Because when the tectonic plates went, they say all the land went moved and then came back up again. Could it be from the South Pole? Because South Pole used to be green and lush. Yeah, it used to have forests and animals on it and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
It just seems a bit odd that all this stuff is. We all know what the Bobbermans are like for hushing things up, not telling the truth, lying and screwing their own countries up. England, as they're doing at the moment. America, as is they're doing at the moment. But I will say the US Bobberman seems to be sorting things out a lot better now. Fucking wankers out. Seeing as they're drip feeding all of us all this information, and then they all went to Congress and said, yes, these things are real. Yes, we have been in contact with them. And then a couple of weeks later, 2 months later, they went, oh, no, we didn't say that. We didn't say that. When there's a video of them saying that at Congress, you know. And now all of a sudden, all the whistleblowers are coming out again saying, you did say that. Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? Oh, we may not have meant it. We don't know. And now all this stuff is happening, and now there's all stuff, rumors going on about a November sighting, disclosure, final proof. I don't know. It's just rumors, underground rumors saying that something is coming in November. I don't know what. We were told originally 2025, which is this year, and if it didn't happen this year, it was going to be 2027, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But now there's things saying about November. There's all this stuff coming up. There's all been more and more and more sightings. And I'll let you into a little thing. Did you see the videos I put up of that thing I was watching?
I'm sorry, I didn't do my homework.
Go on the Dark Mirrors wall, and you'll see I'm on top of a cliff, and I'm watching. It was an orange light, but it was a line. It wasn't a circle, it wasn't a star or anything like that. It was a line, and if you look closer, you could see did like a line of orange dots.
Yeah.
But when I tried to zoom in with it on the camera, it just blurred out. And there was a white light that appeared to the left of it as I was watching, and literally the white light came out and it went, and it flared up, and you could see it. And I looked at it, and it went bink, and blinked out, and you couldn't see it. And then
I know there was another batch of Starlink satellites put up the other week.
Well, no. A couple of minutes later, I'm still filming this thing, and then I suddenly see this white light that I was watching move. It went, and I filmed it, and I watched it, and I filmed it going over the top of the car, and it went over, and as I got out the car to film it properly, I watched it go poof before I could get the camera up there. It wasn't Starlink. In a straight line.
In a way, similar to what we saw at the church farm in Skegness.
Yes, and I saw the same thing again tonight. The same orange light with a white light that flared up and then went blank. And I was looking at it, and I said to Rachel, "Fucking hell's that?" She didn't see it. She said, "Oh, it's just a star. You know, stars are different colours and this and that." Which she's right. When stars go into brown giants or whatever they do, they go orange. But there was an orange light over there, and this white thing flared up, went, oof, and I couldn't see it again. And I watched it go like that. But it just seems there's other sightings lately.
That sort of thing, when stars change, they're not something that happens just instantly. Nice. We're going to see the light of that for a period of time. It's not going to be something that we will see in sort of like a split second and then it's gone. It's something we will see over a course of time. But for it to move as well, it's a bit strange.
Sorry, Noreen's just been saying about somebody posted something similar locally yesterday that they've seen in the sky over the River Mersey. There's actually been, if you look, there's been so many sightings in the UK, especially the north of England, and there's been loads in America. In the outer states, not like New York or Washington or anything like that. In the outer states, in the wooded areas and things like that.
I saw a video on TikTok yesterday of this lady that was out in her garden filming with a mobile, and she had seen this line of sort of orangey white lights. Now this wasn't like the normal Starlink, and this is what everybody was saying in the comments, that it was Starlink. Because the rocket had gone up and started setting off all these, allowing all the satellites to go off. But I very quickly put in that these lights, there's way too many of them, and they don't fly off in a V formation. They were basically like geese flying in a V formation.
In a line that Starlink goes.
They literally go off in a line, and it's like looking at a train at night time. You see the lights going in a line, and this wasn't. This was going in a V formation, and some of them were sort of like weaving in and out of formation, but maintained that V shape. I'm like, well, that can't be Starlink, because Starlink goes in a solid line. It doesn't do that formation.
Yeah,
and you're always going to get, again, those people that literally will go, "Now I've got an answer for that," and they will be dead certain that is what they've said is the truth.
I tell you what, I've got an observation that I've just made, and I'm gonna bring it out. When Wayne first started on the show, he was not a believer. He was
Oh,
not
no,
a
I've
believer.
always, no. I've always been a believer.
He was skeptical as fuck, and he was all
Excuse me, no.
And now
Because when I was 5 years old, and you've seen it on my
That's it.
wall on the outside of my house, I have got an unknown language written
Well-
down the side of my wall, which I always said was something for aliens.
what I'm saying is whenever I've mentioned stuff before, you've always gone, no, it could be this, and it could. You were one of those. You used to be, I believe
No,
it, but it could be this, it could be that, and now you're like, actually,
As a paranormal investigator, I am the Scully of the paranormal.
what, and I'm the
I
Mulder.
always look at science first to find my answers, and if I can't find a scientific answer to what I have seen or heard or whatever, then I would go down the Mulder route and go, yeah, that can't be anything else.
For those of you who are watching this back on our YouTube again, because I've just had it put back on because I didn't know it got off. Us on the Dark Mirror Show, we're not ones that instantly go to all the videos and pictures that get sent and we put up and stuff. We don't believe every single bloody thing that's up there, because we'd be cracked if you do. However, there are a lot of things when you rule out all the AI and you rule out satellites, misidentification, bears, all that cat's arsehole, as we've proved. Oh, it's an alien head. No, it's my cat down here. It was her arsehole. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And when you rule out, what did Sherlock Holmes said? When you've ruled out everything, no matter how impossible, whatever you're left with has to be the truth.
Yeah.
There you go. Everybody, I've just seen this and I've looked on there, everybody has been seeing the orange lights with the white light. So it's not just me. What's going on with that? It's not a star, because I've got a star map that I use on there. And I always, if I see something and I think, I'm not sure, I'll put the star map up, and 9 out of 10 times it's a planet. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that at all. So I don't know what it is. I have no logical explanation to it. It's an aerial phenomena. Don't know what. Those drones that were going off all over the world, I don't think for 1 second they were all UFOs. I think 99.9% of them were man-made and were done to throw people off. I think it had 0.01% that possibly was not from here.
Yeah.
And when we've done shows about it, isn't it? There's been people filming it, and you can see it's fucking man-made. There's been reports of 2 pilots actually talking, and they got shot down by a US ship. One of them got shot down, and he had to eject. And it was a psyops and a secret ops thing. But it's all done to confuse people, so you don't know what's real, you don't know what's not real.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the general public still believe that the SR-71 got mothballed, but there's still one flying about for the CIA. Because it's still proved for some organisations to still use that aircraft, because it's still the fastest aircraft anybody has ever built. And it suits purpose. And they're not bothered about how much it costs to run it, which was the reason why it got mothballed in the first place.
Yeah.
So, it's, when you look at the SR-72 Darkstar, or the son of Blackbird,
Yeah.
that is more cost efficient, but because that's public knowledge, that will be used for military purposes. But there's nothing stopping the CIA from still using the SR-71, especially if people believe that there is no more in existence. But it seems really strange that Oxford Air Museum has an SR-71 in its American Air Force hangar, and it still has its engines within the immediate vicinity of the aircraft.
Yeah.
So if it's needed, it's engines back in, off you go.
I'm just looking for the different types of TR-3B. I had a thing the other day, and there was about 4 or 5 different ones of them, and some were like shuttlecraft from Earth to the Space Force, and some of them were like bigger ones, and I think 2 of them were capable of interstellar travel. And it was up there for common knowledge. I've just been looking for it. It's gone again, but I will try and find it. So Space Force. I can remember Trump when he was first in power saying, "Yeah, we're going to have boots on the moon, and we've already got." He slipped and he said, "Yeah, we've already got Space Force. We've already got 2 ships up there." And then he went, "No, I never said that. Never said that." He fucking did. I can remember when he said it. And now there's 4 different types or 5 different types, something like that. So, how long we got left? 20 minutes. Let us talk about 3i Atlas.
Oh, I was going to sort of go on from the DNA side of things to what was been going on,
Go on.
and link it with the strange Panama alien.
Go on.
The one that now all of a sudden the bloke is getting rid of. He's going to try and destroy it simply because it's getting too much and it's affecting his health.
That thing that reminds me of Venom.
Yeah. He now everybody's starting to call him out and saying it's a hoax. He's now deciding to destroy it.
Yeah, I think it's all bollocks.
Yeah,
it's all bollocks.
It's because he's been called out.
Yeah,
so I thought I would stick that in while we were talking about DNA and weird shit. Yeah, he's now destroying it because he's been called out.
One thing on this show, for these of you who are watching, if you've been following us for years, you'll know we call that bullshit and charlatans. Brilliant Victorian word, charlatans, fakes, and everybody. Hi, Brianna. Hannah Montana. So we call out shit stirrers and bullshitters and charlatans. And that, when I saw the first ever video of that fucking thing, literally Venom. You know, when you see Venom in it before he invades anybody, it's that state. Venom. I'm telling you now, that was a complete load of bullshit.
What made me laugh was it looked like a potato to start off with, and then all of a sudden it got this mysterious silver colour in, and it reacted when he put it on the glass. You could hear it ting against the glass, which said to me, that's not a potato anymore, that's a stone, and he's just painted it silver. And then these funny tentacles were on it going like this, and I'm like, he's got a fan blowing on that and it's making the tentacles move. Then when it got to the stage where it was in the safe and it was moving, I'm like, there is enough room inside that to put an animatronics in to make it move and to make it look like it's alive.
Yeah.
But as soon as everybody turned around and said, no, don't talk rubbish, why would you send it off to people? Why haven't you destroyed it? Why are you touching it with your bare fingers, not knowing what it could do to you?
You wouldn't.
And because everybody poo-pooed the idea, he's now decided to get rid of it because he claims it's affecting his health. And you're like, the governments of the world would have been on that like shit off a shovel. They would have been straight there and gone, see you later.
I reckon personally with the tentacles, he'd been a fan of Japanese anime and he was trying to make his own dodgy porn. That's what it was. So anyway, what would you like to talk about Atlas 3i and Oumuamua and others?
Well, Atlas 3i or 3i Atlas. Yeah. I think recently, over the last couple of days, things have got really interesting. This morning, I found out that there had been something going on where it disappeared off of all tracking stations for 19 minutes. It just vanished.
Yeah.
It went off scope. Nobody could find it. Nobody knew where it was. And then exactly 19 minutes later, it pinged back up again. It just appeared.
Yeah.
Now, the problem they've found is now confusing physics scientists because the tail of this object is now facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
As it's heading towards the
sun. We shouldn't do that, but I will say deceleration jets. Just a theory.
That is possible because at one point its tail was behind it, which it should be because it's going towards the sun and force momentum, so on and so forth. The gas is burning off from the sun. It would go behind it. But now it's not. It's going the other way towards the sun, which, like you say, could be deceleration. There's still a lot of course correcting. It's speeding up and it's slowing down.
And it's avoiding objects.
It's avoiding objects, and the last known trajectory was that it had changed to be pointing straight at Mars.
Yep. And you know what? Oumuamua was seen and observed speeding up, slowing down, avoiding interstellar objects, meteorites, and everything, so they didn't crash into them. Atlas 3i is doing the same thing. This other one that I can't lie me find the damn name of is also been observed doing the same thing. Although it's coming from a different point in the galaxy, but it has been seen, it has been observed moving, accelerating, decelerating, etc.
It's been given the nickname Swan.
Is that a new one?
The new one. The one that's a lot bigger than
100 times bigger, isn't it?
Yeah. And that supposedly, originally, when they first detected it, it was on a direct course for 3i Atlas.
That's right.
So it was almost as if it was chasing it.
I'm just trying to find it now.
So I'm not too sure whether when 3i Atlas changed course, that the Swan changed course as well. Because obviously when they first detected it, it was in course with Atlas. But now Atlas has changed direction again. Has Swan done the same thing?
I'm just reading now. This was done 3 days ago. Swan. Oh no, this is just a scientific thing about it. It is getting more and more into view. Apparently it's hiding behind the sun at the moment.
Yeah.
And it'll reach the minimum distance from Earth in October. So that means it'll be able to be seen from October. Between the 12th and 19th of October. So that means every single bloody telescope in the world is going to be pointing at that and at Atlas 3i. Do you think it's the three are linked?
I find it very strange that Swan and Atlas are in the same airspace near enough as each other. And I would be very intrigued to see whether Swan does exactly the same as Atlas, and that course change, speed up, slow down, and anything like that. Because at the moment, all they've said is there is an object coming that is a lot bigger than Atlas, but nobody has actually said whether its course changed or whether it's sped up or slowed down. So it's difficult to say whether they're connected, but I do find it very strange that they've both entered the solar system roughly the same time.
It does seem very odd, and the fact that you're right, it was heading straight for Atlas 3i, and Atlas 3i and Oumuamua doing the same things, the same trajectory, the same around the sun.
Yeah,
but this one, obviously, Atlas 3i is bigger, and is it 30 miles long? I think they said it was 3 miles long.
I think it is quite a large chunk.
Yeah, big, like my bald head, big. But this thing, I was going to say, it's got a very discernible atmosphere, which has been seen around it, Rona, with carbon in it, and I think they said it's a nickel core. But they've also said it's got exotic metals in it, and when you go around the back, the lights it's now flipped. The lights were at the back of it. The tail that was at the back of it, there was discernible heat signatures coming off it, and it was emitting light spectrums or something that it's not known. It shouldn't have been doing it. For what it was and it's supposed to be, that shouldn't have been happening.
Yeah, I mean they have said it's changed, or Atlas has changed colour.
Yeah,
and they know the chemical composition of the object just by the colour that it's burning at. So all the coloured gases that are coming off are an indicator of what gas is or what materials are present on the object. But what they're worried about or concerning themselves over is the fact that there seems to be some form of intelligence behind it. because
Well,
a
it's
natural
not
object would not do what it's doing.
on Earth, is there? There's no intelligence here.
You know, and a natural object would not do what it's doing. You know, if it's hurtling through space at thousands of miles per hour, I think it was coming up at 90 kilometers per second or something stupid.
It was something daft, wasn't it?
So for it to course change at that sort of speed, or speed up and slow down according to whatever its need was, that is not a natural occurrence. And now we've seen the tail flip direction. That's definitely not a natural occurrence.
And also, comets, as if I remember rightly, comets don't go, oh, there's somebody coming, let's go around it.
Well, apparently at the moment, Atlas is on a collision course with Mars.
Right, Robert. What do you guys think? You guys watching this, you guys in the chat room, what do you think? What do you reckon it is? I don't think for a second that Oumuamua was just a comet, because it's behaving exactly the same way 3i is. Avoiding hitting things, speeding up, slowing down, going that way, going that way, going that. It's been all recorded doing that. Both of them were.
I did.
It's all bollocks that they say it's comets.
I did see a theory the other day, which could be plausible if you believe in the Anunnaki returning via Nibiru and things like that.
I've heard that.
But Atlas, or 3i Atlas, what is a terraforming device, and the beings that created what we have now have launched 3i Atlas to Mars to assist with terraforming Mars, ready for us to colonize. And that was a theory that was put out there a couple of days ago.
It's an interesting one.
Well, it coincides with everything that we've heard up until now, with them saying to us that, you know, something's going to happen in 2025. If not now, it would be Sunday. It would be by 2027. Now, we're saying, well, nothing's happened so far. We're in September. We've still got 3 months to go. And now they're saying November. Well, we've got 3i Atlas. It's in our solar system. We're watching it come closer. So if you go by that theory, by the time 2025 is finished, 3i Atlas would have hit Mars.
When you go into the rabbit holes of the internet, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, chatter about something coming in November. There's no clear chatter as to what it is, but it's supposed to be something to do with aliens. And it's, I shouldn't have done that with sore throat. And it's going to be.
Some of them.
I just had one of them. But yeah, it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's meant to be definitive proof or an actual sighting, or this is the first time I've heard about the terraforming thing. I've heard that I've heard it might be something to do with the Anunnaki. I don't think it's Nibiru, but maybe it may have come from Nibiru. I don't know. But 3 Atlas has split its trailing objects. Yeah. That is an interesting one about terraforming, to be honest.
I mean, the thing is, it wouldn't be too far off the truth of the way things were by that theory, because we know Mars has got an atmosphere. We know Mars has got water, although be it in the form of ice, North and South Pole.
Yeah.
So with an increase of temperature via terraforming, that would melt the ice. And that would then allow for the atmosphere to build. That would start the terraforming process.
Total recall.
Exactly. So that's the total recall theory is not that far off.
Because that was that, wasn't it? Yeah.
So, you know, it's a theory that's not really that far off if you link most things from the Anunnaki onwards and you piece them together and say, well, we were told the Anunnaki were going to return. Is this their way of returning? by helping us terraform Mars, Elon Musk seems to say he wants to have missions to Mars within the next so many years.
Yeah.
Why? Why this sudden interest in Mars when we still haven't got past the moon?
Probably because we're fucking our own planet up and our own countries up with our own stupid politicians. But hey,
Exactly. So 3i Atlas being a terraforming device for Mars isn't that far off. It ain't that weird when you think about it.
that would actually be really cool if that happened.
What it would do was it would promote and advance the colonization of Mars a lot quicker than we first thought. To think that all of a sudden there is a planet right next to ours which can hold life, and it only takes 6 months under current technology to get there. It's not that far off.
Trump has an orange glow. Yeah. What do you mean, Noreen? What's the only thing left to unfold? What? Nibiru, Anunnaki, or Mars? What do you mean?
What
To
do
be
you
honest,
mean?
I think in our lifetime we're going to see people on Mars. Maybe the first colony. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it might be a thing. We're definitely going to see boots on the moon because we've had boots on the moon for quite a long time, even though they won't ever admit it.
Just
It
not
tells
the way
me-
that we were made to believe.
No. We've had boots on the moon for a while, and I think we've done various shows on this, haven't we?
Yeah.
And also, what was the Apollo one? Apollo
Oh, it was the
13?
Apollo 17 to Apollo 20.
Yeah, were the ones that
Apollo-
went to the secret missions.
Apollo 17 was officially the last mission into space for the Apollo missions.
Yeah.
But there is an three undocumented missions after that.
The ones that they tried to say, oh no, it was an art project. No, it was made up. No, it was a story. No, it was this. And then somebody in the NASA went, actually, it did happen. Yeah. At the time, I just assumed something was going to happen to me personally, but since all the speculation about 2027, I think it's something broader and not about me. That makes sense. Like I say, something's supposed to be happening in November, and something. The big thing that we were told, well, we found out about 4, 5. No, it's a bit more than that because just before I moved to Scarborough, wasn't it? So just before I got together with Rachel, so about 5 years ago, we found out about the definitive proof by 2025, and if it wasn't going to be 25, it'd be by 2027 at the latest. And this is all alleged, but the definitive proof was supposed to have been like that's it.
And I think so far the reasons why we haven't had definitive proof this year is because people in the Bobberments are still arguing about what is right and what isn't wrong to allow the people to know.
Well, the whole
And
reason
that's
that
why
they're
all the
arguing,
whistleblowers keep popping up.
the whole reason that they're arguing is because technology that we know the Black Ops and upper echelons have, and their technology is anything between 75 to 200 years in advance of anything that we've got. That's been proved. You've got that, and they're going to have to admit why and how and where they got this technology from. And then they'd have to turn around and say, actually, yeah, we have been in contact.
Yeah.
We lied to you for so long because we thought you wouldn't be able to handle the truth and that the world would go mad and that Christianity and Judaism and Roman Catholics and everybody would just go mad and marry cats. You know,
they're basically going to have to do a complete U-turn, but they can't do it immediately. They've got to do it gradually. And because like you say, they've lied to us for so long now. They've got to drip feed it to get us to reverse the possible anger that we would have towards the Bobberments of the world for lying to us for so long. So they've got to try and make it as lesser aggressive turnaround, so it doesn't damage them so much.
technology and knowledge is power. Exactly. That's why I was going to say, all the different perpetual motion engines that came out, all the water powered engines that came out, all the 0 point energy things that have been done, all the perpetual cells that have been done, We know 0 point energy is real. We know it comes from all the energy that's out there, a bit like the Force kind of crap, but it's real. And they developed engines for it, but they were the ones that I've read about that developed engines and pods and God knows what else to harness this power were given the plans and dreams and from elsewhere. Make of that what you will, but they worked. And then all of a sudden these people disappeared or took their own lives. Every single one that's ever done anything like that where it could save mankind, help mankind. Oh, look, their machines have gone. Oh, their patents are gone. Oh, they're gone. How does this happen to every single one? They're such unlucky chaps.
I'm going out for a meal. Oh dear, I've just been poisoned.
Bingo.
I mean, there is this guy at the moment that's doing diesel from plastic. He's now having to be careful on what he does, because what he is doing is he's recycling, so he's cleaning the environment and creating clean diesel at the same time. And the powers that be aren't going to like that, because he's providing a service in more than one way.
I think it's South Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're not going to like it, and he's got to be so careful.
Well, the other thing that you've also got to think about is all the help with diseases and cures and this, that, and the other. They've got to turn around. They will be questioned and scrutinised. Why did you lie to us about all diseases and that you haven't had cures when you fucking have? Why did you lie to us about energy and fossil fuels and this, that, and the other when we could have had clean, limitless energy? But you won't do it because of this. You make more money in fleecing people for energy and fleecing people for preventative medicines rather than actual cures. And
you look at the fuel companies as well. You know, when they come out with all of this, we're going to get rid of fossil fuels. And all of a sudden, all these electric cars started popping up, and they're like trying to force feed you electric cars, despite for the fact that they cause more environmental damage than any fossil fuel car that's out there, and they cost too much as well.
Minerals and stuff for the batteries, isn't it?
I was talking to a taxi driver the other day, and he'd got an electric BMW.
Yeah.
Right. The battery, there was some damage done to the car, including the battery. So he asked BMW to repair the car and replace the battery. They repaired the main part of the car, and then they asked him about the battery. He said, "How much will it cost to replace the battery?" They went £7,000.
Yeah.
He's like, No, thanks. It's more than what the car's worth now, so there's no point. He then went to a mechanic in London and asked him how much it would cost him to get an electric battery for that BMW. And the bloke turned around and he said, "We'll get it for you and we'll fit it 750 quid. So it proves that it's a moneymaker, all this business. And then you get all these big companies like Shell that start advertising clean energy, battery power. So now they've gone from, well, we'll fleece you for fossil fuels, but now the fossil fuels are going to stop because the government says so. We're going to have to fleece you another way, and that will be by providing you the electrics.
We use electric vans at work. I'm not going to say where I work or who I work for, but we use electric vans at work. And I think if I remember rightly, when you fully charge one of the vans, you only get, I think it's like 150 miles, maybe a little bit more. It's 100 and something, but you don't get a lot of mileage for it. That's why I said I'll never have an electric car, because A, it costs too fucking much to charge them, and B, you just don't get the mileage out of it. Don't get the mileage.
Well, I've always said, you look at a fossil fuel car and it has an alternator, and as it's moving, that alternator recharges the battery. Right. Then I looked at a push bike. Now, when I was a kid, I had a bike that had a dynamo on it.
Yeah.
So as you pedalled, the dynamo spun and it made the light come on. So why in the electric vehicles haven't they got a dynamo fitted so that it charges the battery as you're driving?
I've said that the whole fucking time. Why?
Surely you would get so much more mileage if you've got a dynamo or an alternator recharging the battery as you're going along.
You'd never run out, and that's the thing. If it's perpetual motion, if it's motion that's charging it, how are they going to make any money? How are the energy giants that are hand in glove with the car manufacturers, how are they going to make any money from charging for electricity to charge your vehicles if you can permanently charge your car yourself?
They charge you shed loads of money for stopping at a service station to charge your car so you can get another 90 miles out of it. They're making the money. If you've got a dynamo fitted to your car, which I'm sure somebody is probably thinking about doing anyway, that stops that company from selling the excess energy for your car.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. That's what's so wrong with the system.
It's all to do with a certain couple of families that rule the world quietly from the background. And I will say the church has got a lot to do with hush up. And
definitely
this, and the Bobberments have got a lot to do with this, and hand in glove again with drug companies, pharmaceutical companies, the energy giants, car manufacturers, bike manufacturers, helicopters, planes, you fucking name it. Anything where you have to use an energy source, you bet your ass that the Bobberments got their fingers in it.
Well, it's like we said like pharmaceuticals. You know, heart medication. The best thing you could do is go out in your garden, pick some dandelions. Best heart medication you could possibly go for. Yet the company that makes Roundup, the weed killer, and uses the dandelion as its logo on front of the bottle, also owns the pharmaceutical company.
I love the discovery of Viagra. I really do. Heart medicine that gives you a fucking bone.
So the pharmaceutical company that makes this heart medication also owns the same company that kills weeds, like they've classed dandelions as weeds. Yet dandelions the best free heart medication you could possibly find.
Yep, occasionally I take dandelion root extract as well. So, but
I used to like dandelion and burdock.
Yeah. Like we've got some. Rachel got some. She finds like finding different drinks, and she found some alcoholic dandelion and burdock the other day. And I thought, before we go, I at work. I helped find somebody's lost dog that had buggered off for hours, and found the dog, brought it back to them, and next day they came up and gave me a big bottle of Jägermeister. So thank you. So that is in my pantry now, and that's for Christmas. So, yeah.
Hey, I've still got mine from last Christmas.
I'm hoping we will be down before Christmas to come and see you guys. Still, we have been talking about it. We just got to figure out what day our days off and everything. That's all. So
yeah, because we're running out of time in September.
Well, the thing with me is work closes the main bit of it in November. So once the main bit of it is closed, then I can look on saying, right, I'd like to have these couple of days off, or these 3 days in a row off, or whatever, and then we can go from there. But anyway, I've just seen the time, and we're running into somebody else's time now. So thank you very much for joining us, everybody. We will be back next week, as usual, Monday, 9:30 at night. I keep trying to get Josh to come on here, and he's promised he is trying so hard to get some time off work. But he is trying, very, very trying. Josh the Beard. He is still part of the team and always will be, along with all the other little elves that work away in the background, and everybody else. So anyway, myself and him will be back next week, 9:30, Monday night. And keep watching your Ice of the Skies. Look, you'll see our email address down there. If you see anything, click it, send us your stories, and we will sift through the nuttiness, and we'll bring the real stuff and put it up on here. So we will see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. And my name is Mark. Happy Christmas and aliens to you all. So we'll see you later. You got anything you want to say?
Toodles.
Toodles. Bye.
Bye.